Well, hello everyone, and now I will be covering another article that was including in the epigram email for August. The title of the article is 5 Steps You Should Take from a Young Age to Be a Successful Architect. This was published July 23rd, 2021 by Devyani Bapat from arcslate.com. Once again, this article was also featured in this month's epigram. So, without further ado, let's just get into it. And because I value your time and I would not like to waste it, if you just like to know the 5 steps and the 5 tips, I should say, without necessarily getting that deep into it, I'll give you a quick breakdown. And those are: the first one is networking, the second one is state of the art portfolio, number 3, it's never burn bridges, 4, travel, travel, and more travel. And the fifth tip is knowing the past, present, and future trends out in the field. So I will be linking to each particular tip down below for the timestamp. So if you like to skip one of those, you're more than free to do so and just listen to that one portion of what the article has to say. And so we'll just get right into it. Now, this image, first of all, this image is being credited to the ARC Slate, and most of the images are going to be coming from that. And so the first topic, once again, is networking. And the article says that while many would disagree and put this step at the bottom of the list, networking is the biggest step a young architect must focus on to ensure that they are seen, heard, and noticed. Be it at a top-notch architect, a professor at a university, a receptionist at an architecture firm, an abstract painter, the owner of a furniture store, or absolutely any individual remotely related to the field. We would recommend striking up a conversation with them. Exchange contact details and make sure you follow up with an email or a text to let them know that you value their time, the time with them, and would love to stay in touch. In your interaction, make sure you are approachable, friendly, and well informed regarding the industry. Regarding the industry happenings to ensure that the conversation stays afloat. While there might be many a column in the Hall of Architects, be the one that stands tall and shines bright. It's sure to get you noticed and, most importantly, remembered. And my 2 cents on this is that by just being in places and being seen, it's a great start. If you are leaning towards the introverted portion a little bit more in terms of your personality, I completely understand. I am mostly an introvert for the most part. And so it's always been hard for me personally to go to networkings and just kind of get out there. But just being in that place and being seen, it's a great start to get going. And who knows, somebody might just reach out to you instead of you going out to reach out to somebody else, and then you can start from there. In any case, we'll move on to the next tip. State of the art portfolio. And the article says, while it sounds like we're stating the obvious, we can't help but emphasize enough the importance of your portfolio to help you stand out in the crowd. From the small projects you've assisted with to the biggest project you've done, your portfolio need not be crowded with a timeline of every job you've worked on. Pick up projects that stand out, speak volumes about the kind of work you want to pursue as you go about your career, and amalgamate your state of artworks to put your best foot forward. Make sure you capture the versatility of your work and display your skills through your portfolio across just a few projects, because your portfolio is just like the highlights of the football game, a window into the greatest goals you've achieved along the way. I'd like to add that the article itself points to another article within this website that talks a little bit more about portfolio. And there are a list of seven everyday habits that save 50% of your portfolio making time. And I'll quickly just give you those 7 habits here that they list, as well as giving you a link to that article down below. The first one is archive efficiently. The second one is always be presentation ready. The third is maintain a design journal. 4. Curate a material and component library. 5. Scan regularly and edit the same day. 6. Click good pictures and edit the same day. And 7th, don't skip test printing. Once again, if you'd like to learn a little bit more about that particular topic, the link is going to be down below to arcslate.com website if you'd like to learn a little bit more. And this particular topic does not have a picture to go along with it. So if you're watching this, you just get to stare at a sort of a dark screen, black screen with a "Don't Burn Bridges" text on it, because that is the next tip. And the article goes on to say that back in the day, people would get on board with an architecture firm and ensure that they stick to that single firm in order to climb up the corporate ladder. Needless to say, that isn't the case amongst the generation of architects that are cultivated in the market today. Individuals are vying for new opportunities with every passing second and hoping to latch on to bigger, better chances every step of the way. Our only advice to you is make sure you keep your referrals handy and don't burn bridges with a firm prior to moving on from it. The architecture community is a close-knit group that flourishes on referrals, and if you don't manage to get that stellar recommendation or end up in a brawl of some kind of milder versions of the same with your ex-boss, chances are that word will spread like wildfire and the moments of opportune for a brighter future might decrease. Stay polite, courteous, and respectful, come what may. And I think this also sort of applies to clients as well. Even if things sort of goes awry or, bad blood starts to boil for whatever reason, trying to, at the very least, stay professional on your side, respectful, even if it doesn't go as expected, or even if it isn't returned, at least you did your best. And those are my 2 cents there towards the end of this portion of the article. On the topic of traveling, there's a quote by Rumi that says, "Travel is a bridge between you and everything." Now, the article goes on to say that the quote by Rumi stands so true when it comes to being a young architect, starting out on the brink of an explosion of ideating, creating, designing, and building. As a young architect, travel is essential not just for growth on a professional level, but also on a personal level. Not only will you be able to see different places, explore varying landscapes, experience a plethora of shapes, textures, and colors, but you will also be able to interact and meet people from different walks of life that will enrich your mind culturally and open you up to a treasure box filled with inspiration. Whether it's a small trip to the town not too far away, or a stroll by the lake in the countryside, or a walk down a crowded city street bustling with people, there's a little something you can take in from every adventure and pour those experiences into your world of architectural design. And once again, my 2 cents here is that I completely agree with this. The traveling doesn't have to be something expensive to another country. Heck, it can even be within your same state or even your same city. Take some time to explore different areas as much as you can, whatever your financial status may allow you to do. The farther, the better, in my opinion, in terms of not just geographically, but also culturally and just your general setting. The more different that it is that you travel to, the more growth that you're able to experience. And this applies to, outside of architecture. I think this applies just to being a better person in general, and a good citizen of whatever country you're in, to explore different culture, different places, different people. As an architect, you design for the present with an awareness of the past for a future which is essentially unknown. That, my friends, is a quote from Norman Foster. The article goes on to say that as a budding young professional trying to set your footprints in the sands of architectural design, make sure you are aware of the historical past of architecture. While studying architecture from the beginning of time, from cover to cover, is not what we're asking you to do. Reading up about the works of the pioneers in the field of architecture and creation will help give you a perspective on the evolution of the field. Make sure you also keep up with current trends and trendsetters in the field to ensure you're up to date with the happenings of the profession. Also, make sure to keep up with technology and design and find ways to implement futuristic design elements into your works to grant the wholesome cultivation of your profile as an architect. Not only will this help you opine and frame your outlook towards different parts of being on the job, but it will also catalyze conversations whilst networking, as you can definitely add an element of knowledge to the banter. And I think staying up to date, particularly with technology, is immensely important. It'll give you some foresight as to what's potentially coming down the line, and it will hopefully allow you to be more ready for the changing times ahead. I say this because some people design in a classic way or classic buildings, and therefore, in terms of design expression, they have a particular toolbox that may not necessarily allow for some of these other sort of trends or sort of new trends. In any case, just stay up to date, plan for the future the best way you can. And that will do it for the entirety of this article. And I will give some closing remarks. Well, first of all, I would like to thank you for your time. Hopefully, you got something out of this article or me reading this article to you. And just be on the lookout for more content like this, where I sort of just read stuff that I find and I like to share with you all to add value to your day, to keep you up to date with what's happening within AIA and architecture in general. Anyways, we'll see you next time. Have a good one. Take care. Bye.